At the start of the 1988 NFL season, the youthful Atlanta Falcons knew that they were laying the foundation for the future of the franchise. Despite an overwhelming plague of debilitating injuries and a season filled with frustration as well as hope, the fledgling Falcons caught a glimpse of just how close they are to challenging for league-wide respectability and a place in the NFL's postseason playoffs. For Coach Marion Campbell's Falcons, the season began in Detroit Silverdome, where number 93 linebacker Andre Bruce, the NFL's #1 draft selection, played his first official game as an Atlanta Falcon and quickly recorded his first official professional quarterback sack. Second-year quarterback Chris Miller, in his first full season as a starter, found a variety of receivers, including rookie tight end Alex Higdon, whose first pro reception was a touchdown catch. Three-time Pro Bowler Gerald Riggs, number 42, gouged out 149 yards of offense. And number 44, second-year runner John Settle, scored his first career touchdown. Atlanta decisively outgained Detroit, but 4 turnovers resulted in 4 Detroit touchdowns, enough to provide the difference for the Lions. For the Falcons' regular season home opener in Week 2, the parade of turnovers continued against the New Orleans Saints. In all, the ball changed hands a total of 8 times, with each team claiming 4 turnovers. And as the players followed the bouncing ball, the lead also changed hands 4 times. During a frustrating afternoon, Chris Miller passed for 2 scores, one of them to Alex Higdon, whose second career catch was also his second career touchdown. Sadly, his third catch would be accompanied by a season-ending knee injury. Gerald Riggs departed with an injured hip, clearing the stage for the many talents of John Settle. Settle's first 100-yard rushing day featured a 62-yard run, the 3rd longest in Falcon history. But in a battle of turnovers, the Falcons again came up just a little bit short. For Week 3 against the 49ers in San Francisco, Gerald Riggs returned to produce 179 total yards and earn NFC Player of the Week honors. Another impressive runner was rookie James Primus.
Miller going to hand it to Primus. Primus, 5, 10, 12, 15, 17, 10, 6, 5, touchdown, Primus in the corner.
Chris Miller kept the Niners off balance with a varied offense by going deep to Gerald Riggs off play action, or by sprinting outside the pass rush to hit a wide-open wideout on the sideline, or by faking to one back and passing to another. And just when you thought you'd seen the whole bag of tricks,
Miller looking at all that humanity. Gonna bootleg for a touchdown if he hurries in the corner and he gets in there. Miller scores, he bootlegged out to the right. Miller with his arms raised, and for a moment I thought he was gonna run too slow.
the Falcons fielded an equally opportunistic defense, which sacked Joe Montana 3 times and was so well prepared for the 49ers' magical passing game that interceptions were collected by Brett Clark, by Scott Case, and 2 by strong safety Robert Moore.
They're in a pro set. Montana to throw, dumps it out here to a back, and we intercepted. The receiver dropped it. We got a man running down the sideline. Moore to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Moore's going to score a touchdown.
For the second straight season, the Falcons had defeated the eventual Super Bowl champion. Week 4 found the Falcons in Dallas, where the Atlanta defense continued to deal punishment at both ends of the passing game. Chris Miller distributed his passing game among 7 different receivers, 5 of them wide receivers. One touchdown went to Floyd Dixon, number 86. But the greatest production was by number 82, Stacey Bailey, who caught 4 passes for a career-high 169 yards, including one Miller bomb for 52 and another for 68 yards.
Miller comes back to stand and throw. And again, he's going to go long, and we're going to reach for Bailey. Complete in the 15 to 10 to 5 and a touchdown.
The Falcons led the Cowboys until less than 2 minutes remained. But in the unpredictably topsy-turvy world of the NFL, they were again done in by key injuries. First, Gerald Riggs was forced to the sidelines in the second quarter with a knee injury, soon to be followed in the third quarter by an ankle injury to Chris Miller. And suddenly, the outlook was not quite so bright. For Week 5 against Seattle, Steve Dills replaced Chris Miller.
Dills is back to throw, and he's got a man open, and touchdown, Bailey!
Stacey Bailey's score was again the game's most spectacular play. And although they outgained the AFC Western champion Seahawks, it was to be another frustrating day for the Falcons. John Settle accounted for 186 total yards as Atlanta gamely pulled to within 4 in the fourth quarter. But injuries and turnovers again brought the Falcons up short. The following week against the Los Angeles Rams, the spotlight again fell upon John Settle, who rolled up 126 more total yards against the rugged Ram defense. But again, the brilliance of Settle was not enough for the injury-ravaged Falcons. The blitzing Rams sacked their former teammates Steve Dills and Hugh Millen 9 times in a painful loss for Atlanta. In Denver for Week 7, the star was again John Settle, with 171 more total yards and 2 touchdowns. The Falcons again stayed close into the fourth quarter before succumbing to the Broncos. In Week 8, Chris Miller was back at the helm for the first time in a month, and running backs John Settle and Gene Lang, number 33, combined for more than 200 yards of offense against the New York Giants. Phil Simms was sacked 4 times and intercepted 3 times as the Falcons protected a 1-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. But then Chris Miller injured his elbow. 2 interceptions gave the Giants the lead, and the Falcons rallied in the final seconds with Hugh Millen passes to Jesse Hester and to Michael Haynes at the Giants' 1-yard line, where with no timeouts remaining, the clock ran out on another frantic and frustrating defeat for the never-say-die Falcons. The next week, Chris Miller returned for a fascinating duel of young quarterbacks wearing the number 12. In Philadelphia, Marion Campbell's former home, the Atlanta defense gave Randall Cunningham and the Eagles all they could handle, with constant pressure and 3 big turnovers. Against the playoff-bound Eagles, Chris Miller again rose to the occasion with one of his best games, passing for 235 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Miller back to throw, dumps it over there, complete on the 13-yard line, and the corner is aimed. It'll be a touchdown in the corner. Miller with 2 men slotted left, looking. There's a man open in the corner. Touchdown to Dixon. Wide open down in the corner, Floyd Dixon. Now he fakes the run. He's back to throw again. And we knocked him from behind. And a big lineman, Gann, picks the ball up, is running down to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and Mike Gann is going to take it in down there and score. I'm not believing what I just saw. Miller back to throw. Looking, down the middle, and it is complete in the 15, touchdown! Michael Haynes right down the middle. Chris threw a perfect strike. Michael Haynes streaking down the middle and breaking away from his man. Falcons just will not quit.
In one of the most exciting games of the NFL season, the Fighting Falcons had outplayed the eventual NFC Eastern champions at their own game, 27-24. Back in Atlanta for Week 10, the Falcons put the Green Bay Packers flat on their backs and caused the remarkable total of 7 turnovers. Atlanta defensive backs came up with 4 more interceptions, with one each by free safety Tim Gordon and by strong safety Robert Moore, number 34, as well as a pair of pickoffs by cornerback Scott Kaye, number 25. The Atlanta defense racked up its first shutout in 7 years, while the offense continued to come up with big plays.
Green Bay, a lot of men on the line. He fakes it, bootlegs. Miller stops, fires, long ball, trying to get in the corner, and touchdown! Gene Lang took it away from the back.
The 20-0 shutout was followed by another low-scoring contest against the San Diego Chargers, who played some defense of their own, holding Chris Miller and the Falcons to just 1 touchdown on a pass to Michael Haynes. Scott Kaye and the Atlanta defense had another great day, allowing only 10 points, which turned out to be just enough to win for the Chargers. It was apparent, however, that the pieces were starting to fit together for the young Falcons. In Los Angeles for a Week 12 confrontation with the Raiders, John Settle again accounted for over 100 yards, while the Falcons shut down the all-star backfield of Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. The Atlanta defense this time allowed only 6 points and no touchdowns, as Andre Bruce was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week for an amazing performance which included a downfield interception, a fumble recovery, and 2 quarterback sacks, one of which led to the game-winning touchdown in the final minutes.
Verline takes it, and he drops back. Falcons trying to come after him. They chase him, and they got him. And there's a fumble, and the ball's rolling around the 20. Everybody diving. A Falcon dives on the ball on the 12.5, and it will be a legitimate fumble.
Bruce's great play enabled the Falcons to win a low-scoring battle, as they happily settled for 1 touchdown and a 12-6 victory. Back home the next week, Falcon defenders rained on still another quarterback's parade as they forced Vinny Testaverde and the Tampa Bay Bucks into 4 turnovers, including another interception by Andre Bruce and 2 more by Scott Kaye. Despite the treacherous footing, Chris Miller relied on his infantry, John Settle and Gerald Riggs, both of whom accounted for more than 100 yards, and both of whom blocked effectively for each other. Tied at 10 in the 4th quarter of yet another low-scoring game, the Falcons put it away with a 90-yard drive in just 2 plays.
We're in an eye. Put a wide out in motion and give it to the tail, and Settle starts in and spins off the tackle to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Settle to the 35, to the 40. Ran by a man to the 50, got caught from behind, and the other guy's 41. We're in a pro set. They're coming after Miller. Miller back. Going to throw a long lead pass, and there's a man. He catches it sliding on the mud. Touchdown!
Having won 4 of 5, next was a Game 14 rematch with San Francisco. In another evenly played game, the only touchdown of the day was also the first scoring pass allowed by the Falcon defense in 17 quarters.
Montana back to throw. They chase him. They miss him. He's running across the 30. Now he's going to throw one in the corner. Rice caught it for a touchdown.
Although eliminated by the champions-to-be, the Falcons' gutty style foretold good things to come. In 1988, number 3 punter Rick Donnelly ranked 3rd in the entire NFL in net yardage, and 2nd with 27 punts inside the opponent's 20-yard line. The Kamikaze Coverage Unit, the proving ground for young defenders, ranked 1st in the NFC, featuring the efforts of hustling hitters like Tim Gordon, Jesse Tuggle. The youthful Atlanta defense improved week by week in '88, rising from the ashes of the past toward the upper echelon of NFL defensive units. During the season's final 7 games, the Falcons were among the league's very best, as they allowed an average of less than a touchdown per game. The pass rush also improved dramatically, up from 17 sacks in '87 to 30 in '88, with 17 by the linebackers alone. Improved pressure yields increased turnovers, and the Falcons harvested a bumper crop of 38 takeaways in '88, an impressive total, which is certain to grow even greater, along with the rapidly developing cohesiveness of the Swamp Fox's ever-maturing Falcon defense. The foundation of the defense starts with the line, anchored by the 3rd-year nose tackle from Oklahoma, Tony Casillas. At one end is the 4th-year pro from Notre Dame, Mike Gann. And at the other end is a 5th-year man from Oklahoma, Rick Bryan, who was 3rd on the team in tackles. The linebackers are a blend of youth and experience. 2nd in tackles was signal caller Joel Williams, while the team leader in tackles was John Rady. Also, with over 100 tackles was 2nd-year pro Jesse Tuggle. An impressive core of promising young outside linebackers include 2nd-year pro Michael Reed and 3rd-year man Tim Green, who was 4th on the team in sacks. And if Tim Green didn't bag the quarterback, rookie Marcus Cotton did. Among the team sack leaders, Cotton ranks 2nd only to his fellow 1st-year pro Andre Bruce of Auburn, the team leader in sacks, and an irresistible force for opponents to reckon with for years to come. The defensive backs also blend experience with youth, hard hitting with soft hands. The leader of the Falcons' special teams hit parade was 2nd-year free safety Tim Gordon, who also came up with his share of turnovers. A fixture at cornerback is Bobby Butler, who ranks 4th in career interceptions. 3rd-year strong safety Robert Moore had 5 thefts, while the top pass defender was cornerback Scott Case, who always had a hand on the ball, or better yet, 2 hands. Of the Falcons' 24 interceptions, Case had 10, more than enough to land him in the Pro Bowl. And with quality depth from men like nickelback Charles Dimry, the Falcons' defense appears set to unsettle any offense. Offensively, with the return of the injured Scott Campbell to back up Chris Miller, the Falcons find themselves deep at the position where depth is most important. Despite missing more than 4 games due to injury, Chris Miller, at the age of 23, emerged as the respected leader and passer that the Falcons were counting on when they selected him in the 1st round of the '87 draft. Miller and the coaches would welcome the return of tight end Alex Higdon, whose rookie season told a classic good news, bad news story. 3 catches for 2 touchdowns and 1 knee injury. Chris Miller's wideouts include Olympic trial speedster Michael Haynes, with 4 touchdowns as a rookie, and a veteran who ranked among the NFL's top receivers, Stacey Bailey, with an average of more than 25 yards per catch. For the second consecutive season, the receiver with the most catches was the 5-foot 9-inch third-year dynamo, Floyd Dixon. One of the Falcons' strongest building blocks is their offensive line. 3-time Pro Bowl guard Bill Fralick and 5-time Pro Bowl tackle Mike Ken lead a unit which includes veterans Wayne Radloff, John Scully, and Jamie Dukes, and youngsters Houston Hoover and Stan Clayton. These are the men who clear the way for a deep and imposing backfield, which now includes 2 Pro Bowl running backs. When 3-time Pro Bowler Gerald Riggs went out with a knee injury, young John Settle broke free and became the first free agent to rush for 1,000 yards since the NFL merger in 1970. 9 times, the man from Appalachian State ground out more than 100 yards of offense, with a season's total that was 4th best in the entire NFL. Rebuilding years are tough years for the players, the coaches, and the fans. But it's worth the sweat and pain and waiting when your young team is ready to put it all together and play with the big boys, including the once and future champions. As John Madden put it, Chris Miller has shown that he's the future for Atlanta. And with Chris Miller and a gang of tough young warriors, the big play is back in the Atlanta playbook, on both offense and defense. With the continued improvement of the Falcons' young veterans, and with the addition of more good talent selected by Ken Herrock and his staff, there is good reason for the optimism that shines among Marion Campbell's Fighting Falcons.
This video is part of a complete blockbuster lineup of NFL films capturing pro football's greatest plays and biggest heroes with crunches, follies, highlights, and Super Bowl hits, plus new releases each season. We've got action-packed videos of every superstar team in the NFL. Call 1-800-NFL-TAPE now for a free catalog and order your NFL hit today. Or look for NFL films at your nearby video store. The season's never over with NFL Films and Fox Hills Video.